Well, January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and to learn more about it, how it's in our area, we've got the Day One Director with Crime Victim Services, Becca Peckinpah, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so what kind of awareness would you like raised in our area when it comes to human trafficking?
So I think I want to help people understand the misperceptions that we have on human trafficking. So we typically, a lot of people still are recognizing or thinking that people are kidnapped and forced into specific situations. That is not the majority of people. So human trafficking could be happening in your own neighborhood. So it could be just an everyday person that could be getting trafficked. What we typically look for is that some action has happened. Somebody's been lured or enticed or deceived in some way, and that there's been some type of forced fraud or coercion in the situation, and then that person is then put in a situation where they are either used in a commercial sex act or that they are being used in forced labor. So that really could be a whole host of people. We also tend to concentrate on sex trafficking, or that people recognize sex trafficking a lot more than labor trafficking. But organizations, people that do research, assume that actually labor trafficking could be the larger issue. They're both a huge issue anywhere that we are, but definitely labor trafficking could also be the much larger issue than sex trafficking. So we want to do a better job at identifying cases. And that's the type of awareness and prevention that we want to recognize this month.
All right. So, you have the right to live and work in a safe environment. And so, what are the things that we should be looking for? Or tell us a little bit more about that, the labor trafficking.
Yeah, so labor trafficking could be that someone is promised, hey, I have a job for you. It's going to have these wonderful benefits and these wonderful things. And they get into that situation and they don't have all the wonderful things that they were promised. Maybe they have no benefits at all. Maybe they're either getting no pay or they're getting very low pay. Definitely illegal pay, right? We have a certain minimum wage threshold here in the United States. Anybody being paid way under that is illegal.
Right, yeah,
So,
exactly.
So that's an issue. The other things that we can look for as well is if someone's being promised things that they are not receiving, working conditions are horrible.
Traffickers like to recruit, and they look at social media and things like that. So privacy and making sure that you and your kids are protected when it comes to too much information out there, right?
Yes. So that's actually a way that we see youth could be lured. Really anybody could, but youth are typically lured online in a way. So what a relationship could be developed online, a friendship, someone could be acting like they're a kid themselves to create some kind of relationship or friendship with the child. And then they are slowly getting that child comfortable with different subjects that they groom them for the situation. So, and that could be used. We see that a lot with the sex trafficking. That probably could be used with the labor trafficking as well. But they try to groom them. They start to talk about different types of situations to get that child comfortable with different things that might be a red flag to an adult if they were listening in on the conversation. They might be saying things like, hey, this is just a secret between me and you, our special friendship. Or they're giving them the love and attention that potentially kids are not receiving. So we also see groups like foster kids could be at high risk. Children that are at heightened risk for running away could be at high risk because a trafficker can help develop a trusting relationship with them, and they start to trust that person, and then they get into the situations. The trafficker slowly introduces them to sexual situations and say, you'll do this if you love me, and kind of entice them that way or force it that way. So yes, we do see that.
All right, yeah, a lot of different things to realize about human trafficking and crime victim services raising awareness. Thanks, Becca, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.